After officials announced this week they found 1 million additional documents potentially related to the late sex offender, President Trump took to social media last night to blast the DOJ for spending too much time on what he calls a Democrat-inspired hoax, writing, quote, "When do they say no more and work on election fraud?" All right, let's discuss more now with Politico Magazine's senior writer and former federal prosecutor, Ankush Khardori. Ankush, thank you so much for being here on this holiday weekend. Let's start here. If you can help explain for our viewers, how does the DOJ just find 1 million new documents?
This is an excellent question. It's particularly a good question, I think, for a reason that I don't think has gotten enough attention, which is that the Trump Justice Department claimed that they reviewed all the documents before they issued a joint memo saying that there was nothing further to investigate, that they went over the prior investigation. In terms of how they find 1 million documents, I've never seen this happen before. I can tell you, as someone who represented corporations once in response to Justice Department criminal investigations and had to facilitate the production of documents, if a corporate defendant waited till the last day to respond to a subpoena, said that they were doing rolling productions, and then told the government a week later that they had 1 million documents they had missed, the Justice Department would go ballistic. This is a total, professionally incompetent endeavor. It reflects very poorly on the Bundy and Blanche Justice Department.
Yeah, the word find also doing a lot of work there. But also help explain this, if it's all right. By law, the Justice Department had 30 days to release all of the Epstein files. Okay, that deadline was last Friday. So why are we still seeing dumps of documents and also discovery of new ones to this point that we're talking about?
Incompetence. I mean, there's actually no other explanation. I mean, it would have been fine. The day after the deadline, people were prepared to grant them a little bit of grace because they said, "Oh, we have some more stuff coming." And it's like, okay, if it takes a few more days to put it out, people aren't going to bat an eye. What should have happened here is the Justice Department should have asked Congress for an extension. They clearly were not prepared to do this, despite the fact that it was Trump's idea, right? I mean, Trump is the one who committed to doing this last summer in an interview with Fox News. Kash Patel spent years ginning this up. It was Vice President J.D. Vance who was laughing about a totally unfunny matter, this case, on a podcast with Theo Vaughn talking about releasing the client list. The fact that these folks were not prepared to do it after hemming and hawing all year trying to avoid the day finally arriving reflects incompetence. We can talk about malice, cover-up, whatever, but at a bare minimum, it's gross incompetence.
Yeah, and again, transparency is something that the Trump administration keeps trying to trumpet in all levels, including this one as well. But that certainly has not happened yet as these documents keep coming out. I'm curious, though, in a new piece for Politico, you write about how whatever emerges in the files is, quote, unlikely to put an end to all of the Epstein conspiracy theories. Explain that further. Why do you think that is?
Well, look, I mean, we've never done this before, dumped a gigantic raw investigative criminal file onto the public, millions of pages, on the theory that the public will somehow be able to clarify a whole set of facts that the government evidently was unable to. I mean, this was not a good idea from its inception, and I talked about this even when the bill was just a bill. I think really what should have happened here, if we wanted to get some answers about this investigation and how it proceeded, is the Trump Justice Department, instead of firing the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell prosecutors, should have allowed them to testify before Congress about what they did, how they did it. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, when they released that memo over the summer saying we're done, nothing left to see here, we've been over it, they should talk to the American public and testify to Congress about what they did. I think the dumping of these files is not going to clarify much of anything. But again, this is a mess entirely of the Trump administration and Justice Department's own making.
Well, and again, to that point, then it is up to the public to decide what is important, what is not, what is real, what is not. I mean, you have the DOJ replying in tweets to people as well about specific elements in this files. I mean, yeah, a lot more to talk about the Epstein files, I'm sure, as we go into the new year. A lot more to talk with you about, but we have to leave it there for now. Ankush Khardori, thank you so much for your time and expertise. Appreciate it.